I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I am meteorologist Caleb Edelblut. I cannot be more excited that you're here joining us for this forecast for honestly not much going on. It's hot, but it's still beautiful for your weekend plans that y'all might have outside. I'm here in the Room to Room Weather Center, excited to give y'all's weekend update and forecast as we continue into the night. But looking at our headlines, you can see hot continues to get hotter. I know the only times you've seen me on screen, it's pretty much me telling the story that it's hot and it's dry. And unfortunately, those trends are going to continue even this weekend. Limited chances for rainfall. It's not really going to provide much relief with how hot it is. As mentioned earlier, the hot continues to get hotter, especially into the week, but those rain chances will start to increase and cool us off. That's just not until more of a Wednesday and Thursday when Matt and Gabe can deliver y'all the good news. But I also wanted to give y'all a major update on Aaron, keyword major, because of sneak peek, basically became a major hurricane and also Cat 5. So I wanted to continue giving y'all that update, especially from the last time I started talking about it when it was still out off the coast of Africa. But looking at our cams across the region, you can start off in Greenville, showing you these isolated chances of rainfall. You can see down here where that rain is occurring south of Greenville, but it's showing those dark clouds just kind of moving through the area. This is why we have those 10%, those 20% for our forecast, because although not all of us are receiving that rain, some of us are. And you can tell Greenville definitely wanting it right now. 97 degrees, but feels like 108. So, and not much wind in the sky either. So rain will definitely be cooling us off. However, in Kosciuszko, you can see 93 degrees, feels like 102, so a little bit of improvement, but it's just going to continue to be hot across the entire region. Some slight wind coming out of the north around 5 miles per hour, but not offering that much relief with how hot it's been. Continuing here in the Room to Room Weather Center, you can see Pontotoc, 91 degrees, but feels like 99. So not triple digits, but quite on the verge. And you can see it's starting to cool off just a little bit. There was a great shower moving across this Pontotoc cam just a few minutes ago, but unfortunately it's already moved out of the area, providing some of that rain-cooled relief to those. But looking at our temperatures right now, pretty much upper 90s for most of our viewing area, 98 Houston, 99 in Bruce, Grenada, 98 Greenwood. You can see some low 90s, 92 in Aliceville, Hamilton. So it's just hot across the entire viewing area. And of course, that's just Mississippi for you. We're definitely used to it by now. And now here's what we never like to see. Heat index, you can see 106 Clarksdale, 109 Cleveland, 109 in Greenville. So definitely pushing into the 110s, but thankfully starting to cool on off as we proceed into the rest of our evening. You can see what do we say, 100 teens? Is that going to be a new word I'll make up? 106 in Starkville, 108 in Amory. So just triple digits across the entire viewing area, and those heat advisories definitely in full effect. But looking at the first 12, you can see those rain chances still trying to linger. That's why we have those 10% chances, just showing that those sporadic showers can pop up and try to provide some relief. But those calm, clear conditions are going to continue as we proceed into the rest of the night, getting back into the mid 70s as we start off our Sunday, excuse me. But looking at our Doppler radar, you can see these showers are pretty much the only thing happening in our viewing area. Not much going on. They just kind of quickly pop up and then start to dissipate quickly. You can see this one out in Pontotoc trying to stay pretty much long-lived, providing a lot of rain-cool air for them, just giving as much relief as we can, but not much going on. We can see back in Current, that shower is still continuing. Let's zoom in on it just a little bit. Providing some rainfall, not energetic, just one lightning strike. So nothing that we've had the past few days with how energetic the storms were down in the Golden Triangle region. But that's pretty much it going on. We could put it on a lapse for the last hour. Yep. Just providing some rainfall, not much going on there. Thankfully, nothing severe. Definitely don't want that, but we do appreciate the rain coming in the area. Yep, and that's pretty much it that's going on across the entire viewing area, just those sporadic rain showers. And I wanted to put this in before I continue to deliver the bad news with dry conditions. We got all this rainfall in the past 3 days. You can see, definitely nice to see around, let's see if I can get this perfect, 5.5 inches out there. South of Eupora, 3.3 inches. just outside of Tupelo in the Pontotoc County, 2.7. Out here south of Oxford, 3.3. So we've gotten great rainfall the past 3 days due to those storms, but we're not really going to get much in the future. The forecast of rainfall for the next 2 days, not showing much color. And the color that we are seeing here is not something we want to see. Pretty much just 1/100th of an inch for most of our viewing area, if that. If we go out here, we're starting to see, it won't even let me click it. So trace amounts or 0 inches of rain. So it's just going to continue to be dry. It's going to continue to be hot out here in Mississippi. But we can track this out here on the Futurecast, showing that these pop-up showers can still linger. Of course, it's being a little too aggressive because we just saw on our radar that this isn't really happening right now, and this is at 6:30, so in the next few minutes, hopefully, I know, of course, if any of us were to see these showers, we would welcome them with open arms. But those are pretty much going to dissipate as we proceed into the night. For my family out in Birmingham right now, they're moving in, my sister this weekend, so calm conditions will continue out there for y'all, so y'all will have a great evening before it all continue that move-in process for Sunday. You can see some of those showers still trying to push into North Mississippi overnight, but not expecting much. And there won't even be much cloud cover and moisture in the air for that. It'll be pretty clear. But then by the time Sunday morning rolls back around, some of those clouds will try to build back up, but should be a clear start to our day. And we can track this out here on the next 24. Pretty calm as we continue into the next 24. 9 a.m. starting off around 84 degrees, but definitely pushing back into those upper 90s with those pesky showers still trying to affect some of us. But I want y'all to stick here with us for the next minute, where I'm going to continue to give y'all the update on North Mississippi with those rain chances lingering and when they could affect us coming up here in the next minute. And I forgot to click back, so let me do that real quick. All right, coming back up in the next minute and 1 second.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I am meteorologist Caleb Edelblut here in the Room to Room Weather Center, and I wanted to just show off these pictures that our weather watchers continue to just send into the app. I love this picture because, especially for me as a weather nerd, it's got the best of both worlds, or 3 worlds all in one. You can see clear blue skies up top, that sunset and cloudy skies right in the middle, and then those dark kind of storm clouds and menacing looking clouds out at the bottom. So definitely a great combination of everything going on, with just, it looks like it's not supposed to all be in one picture. But love this picture sent in by weather watcher Jeff out in Red Bay, just continuing to show all these different pictures. But out here, Paul sent in this from Boonville, just showing how hot the asphalt is. And that's kind of goes back to the urban heat island effect. Just that asphalt will continue to soak in all that radiation, and showing right here almost 140 degrees. Thankfully, it doesn't feel like 140 degrees. That would be brutal, but showing how hot that concrete can get, just soaking in all that radiation with no shade throughout the entire day. So thank you to Paul sitting in that right here. But out in Oxford, you can see temperatures 95 degrees, feels like 102. So we still have that mugginess in the atmosphere, elevating those heat indices in triple digits. Not much wind providing any relief, but those calm sunny skies. So for any Saturday evening plans, they're perfect for outdoors as long as you can bear the heat. Out here in Tupelo, showing those clouds off in the distance, not much going on, still 91, feels like 100, but we still have some of that wind coming in. But current conditions right now, trying to make our way back into the low 90s, still feels like 100 in those triple digits. So as long as you can bear that heat, your Saturday evening plans will be perfect outside because there's not much going on. And we can see this with our day planner. Our temperatures are going to start slowly decreasing back into the lower 80s and into the mid 70s. But also, this is something we hate to see. Look how, I mean, it just quickly, or not quickly, it slowly declines in our temperatures, but then quickly increases. Like, I'd rather us have a faster decline so we can cool off quicker and then not heat up as quick. But you can see those temperatures definitely foreshadowing how hot it's going to be for our Sunday. So we can track this out on Futurecast, showing those lingering showers and not much cloud cover as we continue into our Saturday evening. So still perfect outdoor conditions for any evening plans. Still some of those spotty showers really trying to push in those early morning hours, the overnight hours into North Mississippi. But that's pretty much going to be the most action. Not many clouds in the sky either to look at, so should be very clear as we continue into our Sunday morning. You can see our lows, we're going to be starting off in the mid 70s, 74, 75 in the Golden Triangle region, 73 Eupora, 74 Grenada, and then 75 out in the Delta, already starting off hot, 77 out there in Greenville. But going back to Futurecast, tracking out all of this going on, not much as we start off our Sunday morning. So for the church commute, it'll be beautiful. Not much going on, picture perfect skies. But then we can start seeing that moisture kind of come back. We'd rather see it in rain showers, but just that cloud cover. And you can start seeing those rain showers start appearing. Again, this model's being very over aggressive with those rain chances. I know if we were to see this tomorrow, we would not be complaining. Nothing here will be severe, just kind of showing the possibility of those heavy downpours. And we can continue seeing that into tomorrow with those sporadic showers, but again, not expecting much just with how these models have been outputting these rain chances recently. Our high temperatures tomorrow, hot. You can see 97 Columbus, 96 Starkville, but of course further out west pushing triple digits, 99 in Grenada, and then actually in triple digits out here, 100 in Greenwood, Belzona, and 101 in Greenville. And of course our heat indices will be sweltering out there as well. I hate seeing that pink and purple start showing up. Thankfully, because of that cold front that Gabe was talking about earlier this week, it brought in a lot of drier air, so it's not as muggy. Our heat indices would definitely be a lot more elevated if it wasn't as dry. So little give or take, but something that I know we're definitely going to be dealing with. And I remember for my first weekend here, last weekend, I showed y'all the current alerts just showing that there wasn't anything going on, and just to enjoy it because that color would start to return. And now here we go. Heat advisories, pretty much our entire viewing area, and it expires tomorrow evening around 8 o'clock, but I wouldn't be surprised to continue seeing those expanded into your Monday and Tuesday as well, just with how hot it's getting. But tracking out your Futurecast as we wrap up our Sunday and head into those Sunday evening plans. Perfect conditions, especially as you head into those late Sunday night hours into the early Monday morning hours. Pretty much calm, clear skies as we continue. Not much cloud cover as we get ready to start our Monday morning commute. And you can see that cloud cover still, I mean, not even very prevalent during our lunchtime hours, still trying to kind of form around the Mississippi River out in Arkansas, Louisiana. But then we can start seeing them pop up in the early afternoon hours with those sporadic chances of showers. So Sunday, we have a better bet on getting those rain chances. Monday, not as much, just showing how quickly they could pop up, if that. And then by the time we get into our early morning hours for Tuesday, we're going back to those dry, clear conditions. So highs for Monday will continue to be hot. A lot, not more hot, hotter than Sunday. You can see 97 in the Golden Triangle region for most of our viewing area out here, but then 98 in Houston, Tupelo, 99 Bruce, and then our triple digits, 100 in Grenada, 101 in Greenwood and Greenville. So heat indices definitely still going to be continue to be sweltering. Pretty much the same, just because we don't have that, I guess, mugginess feel. It's going to continue to be dry, but still very hot. Pretty much triple digits across the entire board. And this is why I expect to see those heat advisories remain in effect as we proceed into our Monday. And we can see this, our high temperatures, we're starting to go off our graph here. It's starting to just barely peak up, but you can see 95 today, 97 Sunday, 98 Monday, and then 99 Tuesday. So we're just on that slow uphill climb. Hot gets hotter, like I mentioned earlier. But thankfully, our rain chances do start to return later in this week, providing us with that relief. But speaking of rain chances, going to the tropics, I wanted to show y'all what's going on. Aaron is now a Cat 5 hurricane, but thankfully, from what I talked about last weekend, that high pressure and ridge is going to continue to just make it spin and go away from the United States. You can still see some of those models trying to put it towards the East Coast, but of course, thankfully, that's not going to happen. It just kind of shows the chances of that happening. And I wanted to show y'all this with that moisture graphic that I have and that I showed y'all last weekend. We can continue tracking it out, showing definitely where Aaron is. You can't really miss it on this graphic, but it's just going to continue spinning and making its way up north, and then starting that pretty much turn going back into the North Atlantic, and then with those cooler waters, it'll start dissipating as well. But thankfully, the East Coast is not being affected as a landfall hit. Of course, y'all will continue to still have those rip currents and then high wave heights. So make sure to continue monitoring that if you are traveling out there on the East Coast. But back in North Mississippi, we're basically just tracking that heat. You can see 97 Sunday with those rain chances around 20% for Sunday and Monday, still trying to give us some hope to cool us off just a little bit. But for Tuesday, we're staying pretty much clear, very hot. And then our rain chances will start to peak around Wednesday, Thursday, and then that's where our dip in the temperatures start to decline, cooling us off a little bit by the time we get towards the later parts of our work week. And then of course, great conditions for Saturday, just showing hot and dry conditions again for me to come back to. So most of the action right now is going to be during the week, and that's just what we're expecting and tracking here at Mississippi Live Weather. But of course, we appreciate all the support that we've had. I know Gabe was showing me last night, how fun it is to just point at these QR codes. So please, we appreciate y'all downloading and sharing this app to your family, your friends, and loved ones. We appreciate all the support. And I also wanted to show y'all this new graphic that they've showed us. Basically, our broadcast schedule, of course, just ignore the 5 o'clock for the weekend. It'll just be 6 and 10 for Saturdays and Sundays. And with it being Saturday today, y'all will see me back here again live at 10. And I cannot wait to see y'all there.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.